Doesn't matter really where you go in the world, we face difficulties, don't we, with each decision?
Yeah, the great problem is that the good Lord at the creation didn't have us to advise him to put the natural resources in a nice, cosy, social democratic country. Instead, he put the oil in the Middle East or in Russia. And so most of the places that have things that are essential to the running of the world economy are run by people who live off that enormous revenue they get from oil and natural gas. They don't need to worry too much about what people think about human rights and democracy at home or abroad. And so Saudi Arabia is one obvious source potentially of an increase in oil if we're going to cut ourselves off from Russian oil. Russian diesel, which plays a big role in our fuel economy. But on the other hand, Saudi Arabia is not only, as you say, fairly repressive, internally very repressive. It also is, after all, engaged in a very brutal bombing campaign in Yemen. So many of the things the Russians are doing, the Saudis are doing too. Now, it may well be that Russia is the main threat, as it were, because it's in Europe, it's closer to us. But I think we have to face up to the fact that if we're going to get around the fact that the Russians can in certain ways sanction us by not selling us their raw materials, or we sanction ourselves by buying them, we've got to go to countries that are not particularly ethically attractive. Saudi Arabia is one, maybe Iran is another, possibly Venezuela. What do we do? All of these countries have serious issues.
I mean, in a sense, Mark, in the Middle East, there's kind of a choice here, isn't there? We either go with Iran or we go with Saudi Arabia. I mean, it's a little bit the devil and the deep blue sea. What do you think Boris Johnson's chances are of encouraging the Saudis to increase oil production? Because thus far, despite the rocketing price, they appear to be somewhat reluctant.
Well, one of the problems, of course, is the Saudis certainly have snubbed by Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. The real ruler didn't take the call last week. The Saudis have been looking more and more to China and India, for instance, as new economies, booming economies that are going to take up the slack as Western countries do move over to green energy, go over to electric cars. So part of the problem is we have a limited capacity to say to the Saudis, who else are you going to sell it to? Because whereas 40 years ago, the Europeans and North Americans were the big buyers, now China, India, many countries around the world are seeing the car ownership and everything else booming. So we have less leverage, although Britain has some considerable influence. Many people don't like the fact that we have a cozy relationship with Riyadh, but we have had for many, many decades, and with the Emirates. The question is, will they say that's a cozy relationship that's got a future, or are they saying we'll discount these old partners because they're losing market share, as it were, in a future world?
And when it comes to Iran, just quickly, over the weekend, reports that Iranian rockets went into Iraq, into northern Iraq, into the Kurdish area, not too far away from a US military installation. And yet, despite all of this, there is talk from the American administration, talk also from the European Union, of the Iran deal being back on the agenda. Where does the UK now sit with this, now that we're outside European foreign policy?
Well, I think we, of course, are a permanent member of the UN Security Council, so we are needed to provide a vote to carry through any deal that's done. Whether it's a good idea, we can see the Iranians, for instance, were supposed on Wednesday also to be talking to the Saudis, and they've cancelled. The Russians and the Iranians are also doing some sort of deals behind closed doors too. So the great problem is Iran is a partner that has its own agenda, and it so far has been very recalcitrant, firing missiles, as I say, towards the American and perhaps an Israeli position too. And so we say, are any of these people really reliable? And then you have to say, well, in the past, historically, we've preferred to deal with one little devil and a great devil. And that's very different now to sell in an age when everything is presented as ethical foreign policy and human rights. But it may be something that Boris Johnson is going to have to try and sell publicly.
Yeah, these are all very, very difficult choices. Mark Arman, thank you again for joining me here on GB News.